Lily sat by her kitchen window, stirring her morning tea, watching the world outside move swiftly. At 72, she prided herself on living independently. But lately, small struggles had crept into her daily life. Misplacing keys, forgetting appointments, feeling uncertain about certain tasks. Each moment chipped away at her confidence. She wondered, am I losing control? But what if independence wasn't about avoiding challenges, but mastering habits that gave her full control over life? Today, Lily is sharing 8 everyday habits that transformed her journey, ensuring she never had to second-guess herself again. Lily remembered the first time she truly questioned her independence. She had misplaced her grocery list, forgotten a planned visit with a friend, and nearly left the stove on, all in the same week. It wasn't just forgetfulness. It was the unsettling feeling of things slipping beyond her control. That moment became her wake-up call. If she wanted to stay independent, she needed structure, not uncertainty. 1. The set and forget system. Lily's first breakthrough came from something surprisingly simple, giving everything a designated place. She remembered how her mother always kept a small bowl by the door for keys. As a child, it seemed like a small habit, but now, living alone, she realized its true value. Determined to eliminate the daily frustration of misplaced items, she created her own set and forget system. A key hook by the entrance. No more frantic searching before heading out. A notepad in the kitchen, perfect for jotting down reminders, grocery lists, and meal plans. A weekly planner on the fridge. Appointments, social events, and important tasks all in one place. At first, she wasn't sure if it would make much of a difference, but within days, she felt a noticeable shift. The constant mental clutter of searching and second-guessing disappeared. Every item had a home, and that small change brought an unexpected sense of calm and control. Her friend Martha, who constantly misplaced her reading glasses, decided to take the idea even further. Instead of struggling to remember where she left them, she bought 3 pairs and placed them in her most used spots: the nightstand, the kitchen counter, and the coffee table. This small adjustment transformed her daily routine. No more fumbling around or retracing her steps. Her glasses were always exactly where she needed them. Lily realized that this habit wasn't about having a better memory. It was about designing her space to work for her, not against her. By eliminating small, everyday frustrations, she freed up more energy for the things that truly mattered. 2. The 1-minute rule. Lily once read a tip that completely shifted her perspective. If a task takes less than a minute, do it immediately. At first, it seemed too simple to matter. Could something so small really make a difference? But as she started applying it, the results were undeniable. Hanging up her coat right away kept her home tidy without effort. Jotting down an appointment immediately prevented last-minute panic. Filling her water bottle before bed ensured she woke up hydrated, already caring for herself before the day even began. These tiny actions stacked up, creating a rhythm of order and ease. Without realizing it, she was eliminating unnecessary stress, making her days feel lighter and more manageable. As she looked around her uncluttered home, she smiled. These weren't just habits. They were quiet acts of self-care, a way of showing herself love and respect. Each small step reinforced her independence, proving that control over life didn't come from big, sweeping changes, but from the consistent, mindful choices she made every day. Still, despite her progress, a quiet fear lingered. What if I can't keep this up? What if, no matter how hard I try, my independence fades anyway? Doubt crept in like an unwelcome guest, whispering that aging meant losing control. But then she remembered something her late husband used to say: "You don't lose independence overnight. It fades with the choices you make every day." The words struck her differently now. she had a choice. Independence wasn't just about staying organized, it was about keeping her mind sharp, her body strong, and her spirit engaged. And in that moment, Lily made a decision. She wouldn't let fear dictate her future. Instead, she would take one small action at a time, proving to herself every day that she was still in control. 3. Strength before struggle. Lily had always been an active woman, enjoying long walks, tending to her garden, and occasionally joining a dance class just for fun. But as the years passed, things started to change. Stiff joints and growing fatigue made it easier for her to choose the comfort of sitting over the activity she once loved. One morning, as she struggled to get out of her favorite chair, a sudden realization hit her. I need to strengthen my legs before they weaken me. She recognized that without strong legs, she wouldn't be able to keep up with the independence she had worked so hard to maintain. That's when she decided to make a change. She began with small, manageable steps. The first challenge was to stand up from a chair without using her hands. It might seem simple, but to Lily, it was a powerful reminder that she still had control over her body. She also added 5 minutes of gentle stretching in the morning to loosen her stiff joints, and whenever she spoke on the phone, she walked around her house to keep her body moving. Lily wasn't looking to become an athlete. She wasn't trying to run marathons or lift heavy weights. What mattered to her was that she could move freely without the fear of becoming dependent on others. Strengthening her legs gave her the confidence to continue doing what she loved: cooking, cleaning, and living her life without help. It was about retaining her independence, one small step at a time. Her neighbor Joyce had a similar story. After struggling with balance issues, Joyce found a way to turn everyday habits into a way to build strength. She placed small hand weights beside her TV remote, so every time she watched a show, she could do a few arm curls. This simple habit didn't just make her arms stronger, it improved her balance and gave her more confidence on the stairs, where she had once felt a little wobbly. For both Lily and Joyce, the goal wasn't about becoming stronger for the sake of exercise. It was about regaining confidence in the way they moved. They realized that the small actions they took every day had a big impact on their ability to stay independent. Leg strength and balance weren't just about health. They were key to keeping their freedom intact, allowing them to enjoy life without assistance or fear of becoming a burden. These habits weren't about perfection. They were about reclaiming control over their bodies and, in turn, their lives. 4. Eat for energy, not just habit. Lily had always loved her routine: morning toast, afternoon tea, a light dinner before bed. But what she didn't realize was that her meals weren't fueling her the right way. Some afternoons, she felt foggy and sluggish. Was it just age? Or was her body missing something? She decided to make one small change, prioritizing protein. Instead of just toast in the morning, she added a boiled egg or a spoonful of peanut butter, a small Greek yogurt with fruit, a handful of almonds as a mid-morning snack. Within a week, her energy stabilized. She no longer had afternoon crashes or felt too tired to finish daily tasks. Her doctor also recommended staying hydrated, something Lily often overlooked. She placed a water bottle in every room, making it effortless to sip throughout the day. Small habit, big difference. Lily laughed to herself. She had spent years thinking fatigue was just a part of aging, when really, it was a matter of better fueling her body. Lily had already noticed small but powerful changes in her daily life. Her set and forget system meant she never scrambled for misplaced items. The 1-minute rule kept her home tidy without effort. Strengthening her legs gave her confidence in movement, and her protein-packed meals left her feeling alert and energized. But there was still one thing that gnawed at her: the long, silent afternoons. She wasn't lonely exactly. She had friends, a loving family, and a neighbor or two who checked in. But something about the long stretches of quiet made her feel like she was disappearing into the background of her own life. That's when she realized independence isn't just about what you do, it's about who you connect with. 5. The 3-connection rule. Lily thought back to the time she felt the most engaged in life. It was never about being constantly busy. It was about staying connected to the world around her. So she created the 3-connection rule. Every day, she would make at least 3 small connections. A phone call to a friend, family member, or neighbor. Just a short check-in. A friendly chat with a stranger. At the grocery store, during a walk, or even with a mail carrier. An online or written connection. Commenting on a Facebook post, sending an email, or writing a letter. At first, it seemed like such a small habit, but the difference was immediate. Her daily phone calls became a source of laughter and joy. Some days, she called her childhood friend, Margaret, and they reminisced about their adventures from years past. Talking to a grocery store cashier made her realize how much she enjoyed meeting new people. Writing small comments on her niece's social media posts reminded her that she was part of their lives, even from a distance. And then came the biggest surprise. Her neighbor, James, who always seemed a little grumpy, softened after she greeted him every morning. One day, he even brought over fresh tomatoes from his garden. Lily never forced interactions, but by making connection a habit, her world started to feel full again. The best part? This habit wasn't just about socializing, it gave her a stronger sense of belonging. She was no longer just passing time. She was living. Lily's life was beginning to feel more in control. She had reclaimed her strength, boosted her energy, and found daily ways to connect. But even with these new habits, unexpected challenges still crept in. One evening, she had a close call. A simple trip over a loose rug nearly sent her to the floor. Her heart pounded as she steadied herself against the wall. That could have been bad. That's when she realized independence wasn't just about what she added to her life. It was also about what she removed. 6. Remove one risk, add one safety net. Lily had always prided herself on keeping her home in order, but she never thought of it as a potential danger zone. After her near fall, she made a simple rule. Every week, she would remove one small risk from her home. At the same time, she would add one small safety measure. The first week, she removed the loose rug in her hallway, added a nightlight to guide her way in the dark. The next week, she removed clutter from her bedroom floor, added a sturdy grab bar in the bathroom. The process was simple but powerful. Lily's friend Helen took it a step further. She set a reminder every 3 months to check her smoke detectors, update emergency contacts, and review her medications. Together, they made a pact. We're not waiting for accidents to teach us lessons. Lily felt something incredible. Not fear, but peace of mind. She had taken back control of her home, making it a place of comfort instead of hidden hazards. And then, she turned to another hidden threat, her own mind. 7. The 5-minute mental reset. Lily always assumed stress was just a part of life. But as she read more about brain health, she discovered something shocking. Chronic stress weakens memory, slows thinking, and even affects balance. She noticed it herself. On stressful days, she misplaced things, forgot names, and even felt a little unsteady on her feet. That's when she discovered the 5-minute mental reset, a quick way to calm her mind and stay sharp. Every time she felt overwhelmed, she did one of these few tricks included deep breathing, 5 slow breaths in, 5 slow breaths out. What's in the room? Game. She looked around and named 5 things she saw, 4 things she felt, 3 things she heard, 2 things she smelled. and one deep breath. It grounded her instantly. Journaling for 5 minutes? Just a few sentences about her day, thoughts, or even a list of things she was grateful for. At first, she wasn't sure it would make a difference. But after just a week, she noticed her mind felt clearer. She could recall names and details faster. She felt more balanced, both physically and emotionally. Her biggest surprise? She started using deep breathing whenever she felt frustrated, whether it was a long phone wait time or misplacing her glasses. Instead of spiraling into stress, she felt calm and in control. This small habit gave her the mental clarity and stability to handle whatever life threw her way. Lily had transformed her daily life. She felt stronger, sharper, and more connected than she had in years. She had built habits that kept her home safe, her mind clear, and her body strong. Yet as much as she loved her new independence, there was still one lingering challenge: the occasional feeling of isolation. Even with her 3-connection rule, there were days when the house felt too quiet and the night stretched too long. That's when she learned the final secret to lasting independence. 8. The Purpose Project. One afternoon, while flipping through old photo albums, Lily stumbled upon a picture of herself at age 35, standing in front of a classroom full of children. She had been a teacher for over 30 years, and those were some of the happiest times of her life. She missed the feeling of purpose, of sharing knowledge, of making a difference. And then it hit her. Why not bring that back? So she started her Purpose Project, a personal goal that gave her a reason to wake up excited every morning. It didn't have to be something grand. It just had to be something meaningful. She started volunteering once a week at the local library's reading program. The first day she walked in, she felt the spark again, the joy of guiding young minds, of being needed. Her friend Margaret, who loved knitting, began making blankets for newborns at the hospital. Helen, who used to love gardening, started a small plant swap group in her neighborhood. As a result, they felt engaged, purposeful, and connected. They woke up each day with a reason to smile. Their world expanded beyond their own 4 walls. Lily realized something life-changing. True independence isn't just about taking care of yourself. It's about contributing to the world around you. She wasn't just filling time anymore. She was living with purpose. Lily looked back at the past few months and saw a completely different version of herself. She wasn't just getting through the day. She was thriving. Her home was safe. Her mind was clear. Her body was strong. Her life was full. And most importantly, she was in control. She smiled as she picked up the phone to call a friend. It was time to share her journey, because she knew someone out there needed to hear it. Now it's your turn. Which habit will you start today? Let us know in the comments. And if this helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe.